Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be reviewing the new hunter and how to build her. The new hunter that came into the game is Shimizu Akari. She's a light hunter and let me tell you, she does a lot of buffing and debuffing. So she's going to be a support style unit. Her scaling abilities aren't that amazing, so she's meant to be more of tag in, tag out, use her abilities and buff your team to make them deal the most damage possible. As you can see, she scales off HP and her scaling are a bit low compared to the damage dealing hunters, so you're going to use her more for buffing than anything else. A basic skill number 2, Light of Dawn, is important because it gives you a ton of buffs. When you use it, you get the Holy Fire buff that increases your power gauge by 0.6% every 1 second when you use the ability. So it's really important that she gives power gauge, because that means she's going to charge your team's ultimate by a ton. She's going to be a ult battery in most cases, so if you rotate correctly, you're basically always having the ultimate for your team up, meaning that you only need to wait for the cooldown of your ultimate to be over to be able to use it again. As a support for Sang Jin-woo, she's also really good. She gives brilliance to Sang Jin-woo, which increases his damage dealt by 8%, increases the crit rate of the basic skill and ultimate skill by 8%, and instantly restores HP equal to 8% of Akari's max HP. So you want to stack as much HP as possible to give a decent healing, and because she scales off HP to deal damage, you also want to max your HP. When she enters the field, she gives the Divine Flame effect. The Divine Flame effect increases the target's light damage taken by 1%, stacking to 10, which means the target gets 10% increased damage taken, which is really good. As you can see, she gives a ton of buffs and debuffs. Her ultimate, it's the most important one. When you use the ultimate, she gets the Ring of Fire bonus, and it increases the target's light damage taken by 12%. So you remove the Divine Flame stats, and instead of 10% max, you now have 12% max damage dealt to the target. Once the Ring of Fire effect is over, you gain 5 stacks of Divine Flame, meaning that you go from 12 to 5 instead of going from 12 to 0%. So you at least have the bonus damage still up. And she also gives your team the Brilliance effect. As we saw in Sang Jin-woo, it increases damage dealt by 8%, increases critical hit rate by 8% for the basic skill and ultimate skill, and also restores HP. So she's going to be really good to use your ultimate as much as possible. It increases your ultimate skill crit rate by 8%, and it charges your ultimate skill a ton with her basic skill number 2. She also increases her damage by 8%, so she gives you a ton of buffs. And it also increases the damage taken from the opponent by 12%. As you can see, she's going to make your team deal incredible damage. She's only good with the light team members. You can use her for other... You can't really use it in other teams because it gives the brilliance to light team members, and the Ring of Fire only affects light damage taken. So she's meant to be played with light teams and light weak boss monsters. She's not really flexible in terms of team-wise, but she's really good with the light members we have currently, like Shine and Thomas Andre. She's going to increase their damage by a ton. Her passive. Once you use her second basic skill, the Light of Dawn, she will turn the first basic skill into Heavy Attack Devastate. It's just a damage dealing ability, but increases the damage by 100%. And when you dash, she activates Extreme Evasion, deals damage to all the enemies nearby, and inflicts stun. So when you dash with her, you stun the nearby opponent. So she also has some utility to provide some CC to the team. And she gets the Truth Seeker of Divine Flame. When Light of Dawn, which is her second basic skill, or Heavy Attack devastate it, they inflict the Divine Flame effect on the target one time. So you always want to use the basic skill 1 and into... you want to use basic skill 2 into basic skill 1 always, so you get the stacks of Divine Flame, which increase the damage taken of the opponent. And she stuns. That's pretty much all she does. She's a really good buffer, debuffer, and she provides CC. So she's going to be essentially in light teams, but apart from light teams, she's not really good. And if you don't want to summon for another light buffer, because you have the Min Byung-gu, which increases your light team's damage and heals as well, you don't really need to go for the new hunter. But she's probably going to be really good just because she gives a ton of ultimate damage and ultimate charging ability. For artifacts, this is what I'm currently using. I believe she's going to be wanting the Destroyer set. It increases your Power Gauge acquisition rate by 20%, and when the battle starts, charges the user's Power Gauge by 50%, and increases their team members' Power Gauge acquisition rate by an additional 20%. So max out the ability to increase your team's Power Gauge. So she's going to be an ultimate battery, and that's what I'm building her for. She's going to enter the field, use her abilities, get the debuffs ready, get the buffs ready, and change to another unit. While she does that, she's going to basically charge your entire team's ultimate. Once you switch to your team members, their ulti should be up, or should be basically up, 1 or 2 skills, and you can ultimate instantly with them. That's what I'm using her for, and what I believe she's going to be the best at in the game. If you want to use other artifacts, I think the Burning Blessing will be one of the best as well, either for the armor set or for the accessory set, or 8-piece accessory plus armor, for the damage buff increase and the healing it provides. Again, you're only going to switch in, use your abilities, switch out, which means that you like tag out skills and sets. So Enhanced Blessing is one of them. So you either go for Power Gauge or for Enhanced Blessing on the armor, and for accessories I would say Enhanced Blessing or Burning Blessing I mean will be our best, but you can also use artifacts like Aquamarine Necklace or the Outstanding Connection, which will increase the user and their team members' attack by 12%, or if you have the Foresight, 28%, which means that if you're going to use her with attack scaling units, that's the best one. If you're not going to use with attack scaling units, you can also use the Sylph's Blessing set. Since you only want to use her in light teams, there's really no point in using in other teams, and she's a really good necklace. I didn't know why I didn't have it locked. You're going to increase the elemental weakness damage dealt, so she's going against light enemies. She's going to use this a lot and quite effectively, so if you don't have a good Burning Blessing set, you can also use the Sylph's Blessing set. For cores, you can use the crit rate, but it's not really worth it. You can use the ultimate skill, increase your critical damage, but she's not really going to use it a lot. I don't really have any others, but anything that gives you HP percent main stat, critical hit rate, critical hit damage, substat, and a decent enough passive to use on her. You can use something like when user is hit, it increases their damage taken by 6%, so it makes her tankier, so it doesn't die to really strong boss monsters. That way she stays alive, since you want to deal as much damage as possible. It's not a bad idea to use a defensive style core. And that's pretty much it. For teams, you're going to use her with light team members. She's not really meant to be used anywhere else, and she's specifically good with Thomas Andre because she gives shields, which is something that Thomas Andre loves. But as a buffer and as a light team member, she's also really good with Shine. So it's basically, if you're going against a boss with no breaks, with no break coach, so you can use Shine and Thomas Andre with her. If you're going against a boss that has a break bar, you can use her with Gogun-hee and one of the other two, either Shine or Thomas Andre, what you prefer. They're really good, both of them are really strong, and You can use the one that you feel like it's the best one for you, the one that you like most, but it's pretty much just a light team buffer, and that's not really, there's not really much to her, but she's really good at what she does. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!